what's up, males and females? Welcome to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. I'm your host, John Maffio, and today's featured movie is Her, directed by Spike Jonze, starring Joaquin Phoenix, Amy Adams, and the voice of Scarlett Johansson, among others. This film takes place in the near future. Within this future, technology hasn't engulfed us into the point of war like with Skynet, but it's pretty prominent, and in this time, in the plot of the movie, artificial intelligence is brand new, and our main character, Joaquin Phoenix, who plays Theodore, decides to buy one, and it's called an OS1. And somehow, some way, this film becomes a love story between an artificial intelligence, a robot of sorts, and a guy. And this is where everybody starts laughing. The idea of a guy, a person, a human being fall in love with a robot, it's kind of weird, yeah, understandable. But with a guy like Spike Jonze, if you don't know who he is, he's a pretty competent director. And what he did here was take a ridiculous concept and make it an endearing, poignant, and melancholy, but also redeeming movie. And it's actually one of the best movies I've seen this year. And I didn't love it like many others have that I know, but it left me with a heavy impression and a heavy heart. The acting all around is really good. Amy Adams plays a rather subdued character in this movie, but she has a pretty important role. Scarlett Johansson plays the voice of the artificial intelligence, and she showed a wide range of emotions to be very vague and cryptic, but she was fantastic. And Joaquin Phoenix plays the main character, Theodore, and he's a conflicted man who had relationships in the past, one particular relationship with Rooney Mara, who's also in this movie, and he's broken inside, and this artificial intelligence brings a new life into him. And this whole story, this love story, how he falls in love with this computer, makes sense. It just, in context, doesn't seem too ridiculous that this guy's character would fall in love with an artificial intelligence because this artificial intelligence is built for his personality. Or so we think, because it's evolving with him. And it's weird because he walks around all day with this earplug in his ear and he talks to Scarlett Johansson, but nobody ever says anything about it. Nobody ever, well, look at that wacko, because in the future, apparently, people talk to themselves all the time, and people do it today. Which brings me to another point. This film brings great social commentary to what's going on with technology today and how people are so fixated and infatuated with their technology. Maybe not to the point of falling in love for most people. Sometimes you see people on business or in New York City or wherever with the little, things they use to talk to people but without their cell phones, and sometimes they'll just talk into it. And it'll take you a minute to realize, oh, they're talking to somebody. It's not being disdaining or condescending towards people like that. It's just showing a direction of where technology will bring us in 10, 20 years. And it's very possible this will exist. The overall directing from Spike Jonze was one of the most impressive directions I've seen all year. I mean, where the story took me by surprise towards the end. And the overall structure of the movie just felt very genuine. Artistically, it looked fantastic, and the future couldn't look any more real. Their perspective taken on video games and the way apartments look and the way skyscrapers look, like architecture and everything, is pretty fantastic and very innovative and unique for movies these days. And it's something with a video game where you interact with a certain little character, this blue character, which you'll see if you see the movie. Hilarious, which this movie does have some comedy too, and it's actually kind of funny. Although mostly a romantic drama. Her is this type of movie that feels independent, but it's also kind of mainstream the way it's directed. He balances the mainstream and the indie together in a really cool way, in my opinion. But not everybody's gonna like this movie. Not everybody's gonna come out of this and being like, oh, it's so unique and great. Which it is a very unique movie, but not everybody's gonna be turned on, pun intended, sort of, by this movie. I highly enjoyed it very much, and I was very genuinely surprised at how convincing this movie was at telling the relationship between a robot and a human. It's one of the best love stories to come out in recent times, one of the most unique ones too. For its warm and endearing heart and what will be a lasting impression, I'm going to give Her a 4 out of 5 stars. It's a darn good movie. I am recommending this to anybody who gets the chance to see it, because whether you like it or not at the end of the day, it'll most likely leave a lasting impression on you in some sort of capacity, and you'll learn it has a lot to say about relationships and love, and just the way technology can consume us over time. And you'll come away with something. Now here comes the fun part. If you've seen the movie Her, or you enjoyed my review, let me know anything about the movie in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel so you'll never miss a review from me ever again. Like the video and check out my Twitter, my Facebook, and Wheel of Film links in the info box. Now that we could check Her off the list, That's what she said, if she's a lesbian anyway. We only have one movie left for the month, Lone Survivor. After that, then Season 2 of MaffmanJones is over. 2013 is over. But don't be sad, because we have the best of 2013, the worst of 2013 coming in 2013, or at the end of the year. We'll have to see what happens. And after that, we have a whole new year to start with a bunch of brand new movies. Whoop-de-doo. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones, and I'll see you guys next time.